Welcome, everybody. Good evening to you. My name is Dr. D, and I am overjoyed to be here to talk about your pillars of health. Let's let everybody join us. Just some housekeeping. If you want to say hello to each other, say hello to me, some of our admins through the chat box, that is absolutely perfect. If you have a question, I want you to go ahead and use the Q&A box to do that. One of the easiest ways for me to be able to sift through, identify the questions is to have you use the Q&A box to talk to me and have the chat box to talk to each other. Let us know where you're calling in from, how are things going, right? Commenting on different parts of the presentation. That's what the chat box is so great for. It creates so much momentum, so much excitement for everybody that gets to socially participate in this very unique but super exciting platform. I want to let you know that we've got an ambitious program here for you today. I think many of you that have heard me lecture before know that I have a hard time keeping a lid on all of it. I have a hard time deciding what I do want to talk about and what I don't want to talk about. And so my default mode is let's just talk about everything. Let's just put it all out there and see all of the experiences that we could have with better health, better nutrition, better sleep habits, better exercise habits. At the end of the day, I want you to create your own pillars of health. How you prioritize those pillars has everything to do with you, what's important to you, and what you're trying to achieve. So, by the end of this evening's presentation, I want you to think about what is the one thing that I'm going to get started with? What is the thing I'd like to share with another person that may change their trajectory of health? And what is it at the end of 30 days, 3 months, a year, I would like to achieve in my health? Would you like to be a better sleeper? Would you like to support a healthy immune system? Are you looking to put on lean muscle mass? At the end of the day, goals, health goals is where it's at. As they often say, the people get out of the way of an individual that knows where he or she is headed. So I really want you to think about 1, 2, and 3. What is the one thing I'm going to get started with right away? What is something I can share with another individual so that I can build immunity through my community, right? So what's going to move the needle for them, improve their health trajectory? And where do I want to be at the end of? And here's the best part. You get to choose that target date, right? It could be 3 weeks from today because you're like, I can do anything for 3 weeks, right? It could be 3 months from today. It could be a year from today. I just want you to set some health goals and think about how you'll help other people achieve their health goals because we're frankly living in a very unique world. Today, we're living in a world that is paying closer attention to the role of lifestyle in their health and their well being. We understand today that the way we spend our day physically, emotionally, right, mentally, spiritually, really dictates what's going to happen during a good night's sleep, productivity in the following day, how we support our immune system by recognizing the things that stress us and the steps that are within our control that we can take care of those, right? The idea here is to identify where are your health obstacles and where are your health assets. Are you a good sleeper? Do you hit a wall at 2 or 3 p.m. and need some kind of energy boost? What is it that you could do? Everything from more meaningful movement to more meaningful supplementation and dietary choices that could help you achieve your very best health goals. We know that the environment today has created illness for many, meaning 7 million adults today in Australia have some chronic respiratory complaint, some immune decline, whether that's due to pollution, that's due to immunity, that's due to poor dietary and sub threshold but chronic persistent inflammation. We know that we have many people that would benefit from simply changing what? One thing in their daily life to move the needle towards better health. Many individuals, whether it's age or fitness factors, have arthritides. We have concerns with joint range of motion, joint um, inflammation, and ultimately left tempered, left unattended to, these type of chronic joint issues only lead to a more sedentary lifestyle, less exercise, and often disrupted sleep. We know that there's a not so much a triad, but a hub of well-being that comes down to how well are you nourishing yourself? How well do you speak to yourself? What kinds of positive words do you use? How well are you sleeping? And yes, how well are you moving? Because when we don't pay attention to these four pillars of health, we end up finding that disease can manifest as an immune issue, as a joint issue, as low sexual function, as a poor night sleep, mental emotional decline. We know that cognitive health is intimately linked to the health of your nutrition, right? To the meaningful movement each and every day in your life, but also to the words that we speak to ourselves and how we accept the world around us, how we react, right, to the world around us. My point here is that the statistics are staggering on where people have put a pin in their health complaints. Everything from immune dysfunction to poor cognitive function in later decades of life. And yet, while that feels overwhelming when you evaluate the numbers, when you evaluate the severity of complaint, it's so helpful to understand that at the base of all of this is healthy dietary choices, the role of supplementation, the role of meaningful movement, and the role of stress management, whether you achieve that through mindful minutes or a better night's sleep. These are the building blocks so that we don't have the immune complaints, so that we don't have the arthritic complaints, that we don't have the higher rates of cardiovascular or metabolic decline that ultimately lead to cognitive decline in later decades of life. Together, we can achieve the type of health that you are looking to achieve. But we first have to get very real about the numbers that 50% of Australians today are dealing with chronic complaints like cardiovascular decline, that are worried about length of stay in hospital, that are worried about early demise. And some of this has to do with family history. I often say to individuals, we can't, we want to pay attention to family history. We want to pay attention to family indices of disease. But don't try to get off the hook by blaming this on your genetics. Chronic disease is 5% genetics, 95% your dietary habits, your exercise habits, your stress, sleep habits. So it's important to know that of all of the issues for which we suffer on a daily basis, on a chronic basis, most of them are lifestyle in nature, which shouldn't be devastating to you, which shouldn't be overwhelming to you. What I want you to hear from that statement is that this is within your control. You have the capacity within you to change the trajectory of cardiovascular decline, of metabolic and blood sugar decline, of concerns you have with seasonal issues, whether that is concerns you have with allergies or concerns you have with winter months that steal your sun and make it uh, mental emotional concerns be on the incline rather than the decline. I want you to know all of this is within your control. with proper nutrition, with proper thoughtfulness, with meaningful movement. And that's really what we see today, not just in Australia, but globally. People are recognizing that lifestyle matters. How they spend their time, both spiritually, how they spend their time mentally, how they spend their time physically matters. Today, we understand that disease is not about a medical intervention, but instead a lifestyle intervention. These days, consumers of all types, of all professions, even changes in disciplines of medicine, are recognizing the role of daily steps, even if they're small steps, that can lead to better health when done consistently. That's why we want to think about breaking it down to the basics, getting down to how does the body optimally function. It optimally functions when it has sufficient micronutrients, vitamins, and minerals. When you can institute essential nutrients, when you can institute um, steps towards better sleep and stress management. This starts with choosing a diet in its natural state. Eat fats in their natural state. Eat plenty and diverse proteins, right? Whether those are coming from plant proteins or you are eating an animal based protein diet with absolutely an appropriate mix of three greens, three blues, three purples, right? Three reds, three oranges, three yellows. Let me put some color on that. Ba-dum-bum, right? It doesn't mean that you need to be eating 24 servings of vegetables a day, but you do want to be looking at your plate and saying, do I have plenty of yellows and oranges, right? Do I have plenty of purples and blues? Do I have plenty of reds and greens? Am I making sure that I'm getting in all of these principal colors in my diet each and every day? Am I paying attention to fueling my body, whether it's an aging body, a physically dynamic body, meaning that you're really trying to work towards physical health, right? Maybe you are very athletic. Maybe you are just in a situation where you feel like you're burning the candle at both ends. You're a professional, you're a parent, you're taking care of kids, you're maybe taking care of your parents, right? And so it feels like there's a lot coming at you. Well, we want to make sure that you've got all of the nutrients that you need to do that well. So make sure that you're eating to your activity level, that you are eating to your fitness level, that you are eating towards your age, your gender, and towards the goal of what you're trying to do, improve your metabolism. For some of us, that means keeping our blood sugars within healthy ranges. For others, it means paying attention to prevention because you have a family history of heart disease. Whatever your health goals, we can meet them by pairing a meaningful diet, right? A thoughtful, comprehensive diet and proper supplementation so that the body is fueled in what essentially is a very toxic world. Because we do find that many of the foods that we're consuming were pulled from the earth too quickly, are insufficient to overcome many of the pollution issues that we have in our environment, that there are too many new to nature molecules that are found in our foods, that many people are choosing the wrong foods at the wrong times of the day, and definitely in the wrong amounts. People today are seeking out stress relief, and they can do it through exercise or they can do it through suboptimal mechanisms, right? Like alcohol consumption in excess. As a result of that, many people are burdened not just with diseases of lifestyle, but often with the treatment protocols that are given to diseases of lifestyle. Medications, now don't get me wrong, medications, when used prudently, when used judiciously, when used thoughtfully, are absolutely lifesavers. But remember what I said, 95% of disease today is lifestyle in nature. So this is not meant to say there will be no medications, but what if? What if it was possible for us to push how far that window was before we needed any type of medication? What if today there was a space for diet, movement, and supplementation that would give you more options for how you age healthfully, how you become athletic, how you repair metabolism, right? All of these things, depending on where you're at in life cycle, where you're at in a stress cycle, where you're at in a sleep cycle, all of it matters because what you do is individual to you. And that's why I want during tonight's presentation for you to say, you know what? That resonates with me. I like what she was saying there. I feel like what? I can do that. That's how you identify. Number one, what am I willing to commit to today? The one thing I'm going to leave tonight with and start again when I wake up tomorrow morning. That's our goal. It may be eliminating some of these new to nature molecules found in your food. It may mean taking and putting yourself first so that you can manage stress or anxiety, right? It may be talking to your healthcare provider about maybe a different trajectory of health for you. Perhaps there's something you can do in addition to medications that move you into a place where medications are one of the options, but you're managing it in a different way. That means eating a balanced diet and exercising, moving in a meaningful way. And I always focus on moving in a meaningful way, making sure that you're moving in a natural way. Why? Because so many people see exercise as a four-letter word. They see exercise, they hear exercise, and they think that's not for me, right? So we have to identify, is that because we carry extra weight? Is that because there's extra centimeters around our middle, hips, and such, right? Do we have low physical endurance due to cardiovascular decline? Or is there a chronic complaint that prevents us from moving? Your first line of approach is to build up your micronutrient base. The first line of approach is to make sure that you are getting sufficient vitamins and minerals. If they're not coming through diet, and I'm here to tell you that they often are not coming through diet, not because you didn't try hard enough, not because you didn't think about eating healthfully, but because today our foods are grown not to be nutritionally dense, but to be large and calorically dense. We incentivize the growth based on volume, not based on nutrient density, based on export and meeting demand, not based on nutrient density. As such, supplementation with a multivitamin isn't just prudent. It's not just a good idea. It's absolutely necessary for each and every one of us to meet our minimum requirements with vitamins, minerals, nutrients that your body cannot make. So you need to take. If you're not getting enough of them through diet, and most of you are not, supplementation is a necessity that too many people look at like a luxury. And that's why we want to talk about what really moves people to change. And that is supporting things that are critically important to them, like their immune system. It's easy to forego a healthy diet, right? Why? Because diet takes decades to cause harm. So a poor diet doesn't lead to disease overnight, but you may identify factors of feeling sluggish, having lower energy, right? Cognitive decline, like just feeling foggy after the wrong foods. But most people are moved to action when they recognize that their immune system is in harm's way. It cannot adapt to your environment. It cannot bob and weave the way we need it to when you don't fuel the body well. And when you have so much outside to overcome pollution, right? Oxidative stress, new to nature molecules that have found their way into your food and your diet. Most people don't recognize the importance of dietary health, gut health in supporting a healthy immune system. Your immune system, sure, is made up of white blood cells, and the activity of the immune system to create antibodies to foreign invaders. It is about supporting the lymphatic system and having a healthy lymphatic system. The root of this, and so many people are surprised to find this out, is your gut. Healthy dietary intake, plenty of fiber so that you can make short chain fatty acids for energy, right? So that you can create healthy gut fodder, healthy gut microbiome diversity, so that you can support a healthy immune system. Better than 70% of your total body immune system is found wrapped around your intestines. So eat to an anti inflammatory target. Eat to support microbiotic diversity in the gut. Eat and supplement to create healthy micronutrient exchange, because it's not just your gut that is playing a role in your immune system, it is also the health of your bones. The health of your bones are critical performers in the health of your immune system. Where do you think white blood cells come from? Where do you think healthy blood cells come from? Right? We want to make sure that we are supporting ourselves, not just in our youth, but through later decades of life. We want to make sure that our immune system functions the way it's supposed to through all decades of life. This means you're going to pay closer attention to diet, gut health, and bone health. What builds bones? Minerals. What builds healthy micronutrient exchange in the gut? Diet, short chain fatty acids from fiber rich diets, and making sure that you're getting plenty of nutrients through a multivitamin, multi-mineral supplementation. When you do that, you're able to support not just healthy immune system at a base level, but when the body falls under stress, when the body falls under issues of seasonal changes, you're ready to rock. You're ready to do what you need to do because you built the right foundation. You built it strong in the beginning. You didn't wait to fall horizontal before you decided to decide, what do I need to do to stay vertical? Other things that motivate people towards health is the idea of anti-aging, right? So we talk about barrier function in the gut being critically important for your immune system, but what about making sure that you have a great barrier system on the outside, that you don't just age well, right? But that we manage oxidative stress from the outside so that we are able to create healthy barrier function so that we can keep the bad guys out and allow the good stuff in. Get plenty of sun so that you get the vitamin D, right? But make sure that you are protecting your skin. Make sure that you are thinking about getting plenty of fats in their natural state, and that you're supplementing towards better health, better skin barrier function through antioxidants, right? It's not just about diet. Often it's about supercharging our diet with supplementation, beauty from the inside out, immunity from the inside out. Your skin is a massive performer in protecting you from the environment. Treat it well by paying attention to dietary intake, thoughtful movement, a good night's sleep. Why do you think we call it beauty rest? And antioxidant supplementation. As we age, the skin levels or skin layers, there are seven of them, they start to decline in size, meaning that thicker skin starts to become thinner. It becomes more friable, easier to damage. So we want to make sure that we're focusing on the multiple layers of our skin to create that healthy barrier function by staying what? Hydrated. One of the ways that you can arrest the aging process, because we often think that thinning skin, that low issues with barrier function in the skin, that a lack of performance in the skin from an elasticity standpoint is all because of age. And while we do see these factors accelerate with age, what is within your control? How much water you consume, what kind of nutrients you're consuming, and are you supplementing towards better health, better vascular perfusion, better um, aging of the skin. And that's why we think about whether it's about immune function, whether it's about overcoming your environment, whether it's about aging well, that you focus on creating the right lifestyle regimen for you. This lifestyle regimen should include supplementation, eating for your lifestyle, sleeping for your lifestyle, and to manage stress complaints by filling in the gaps with antioxidants, with critical nutrients, nutrients that your body can't make, so you need to take, like vitamin C. Understanding that magnesium plays a role well beyond a multivitamin for cardiovascular function, to offset lifestyle factors like stress and alcohol consumption. By doing this, we can personalize a regimen for you. Let's start with antioxidant performance. If the base foundation for health is good micronutrient load, a multivitamin, multimineral, the next tier of health is making sure that you have good antioxidants on board. Those antioxidants on board can help arrest premature aging factors, oxidative stress, damage that happens to the tissues in the body due to aging, due to pollution, due to too much sugar in our diet, you name it, right? Well, what we often say is for every gimme, there's a gotcha. I understand that some of those foods taste absolutely delicious. And this isn't meant to say you don't get to have any joy in your life. It is simply telling you that as you move in through seasons of family, that you move through the aging process and you enjoy your life, that you understand that you need to have a higher commitment to certain health factors like supplementation, like a sleep routine and anti-stress regimens. We start with that foundation of a multivitamin, multimineral. We move you into antioxidants to protect the aging body and to deal with the external stressors on our bodies. When we have healthy free radical scavengers, we're able to arrest cellular decay. We're able to arrest cellular decline. So we can take a healthy cell, introduce antioxidants, and prevent free radical damage from promoting chronic disease in the body. That's the balance that we're looking for, antioxidant to free radical balance. What you should understand is that free radicals are absolutely necessary. Your body makes them. If you exercise, you're a major generator of free radicals. You breathe in, you breathe out. You're creating a ton of free radicals when you do it. That's what metabolism is, the building up and the breaking down of tissue. And you create a lot of free radicals in doing that. Hormones create a lot of free radicals. Quick thinking, quick movement creates a lot of free radicals. The point isn't that you're not supposed to have free radicals, it's that you're not supposed to be overwhelmed with them. So now, when we think about natural production of free radicals and add on pollution, add on UV rays, add on sugar and alcohol in our diet, add on that we're not getting enough fruits and vegetables in our diet, we overwhelm our body's natural ability to dampen or neutralize free radicals. This arrests aging, it meaning that it leads to healthy aging, it leads to premature aging, it leads to immune decline, it leads to lack of energy. So we need to make sure that we're introducing antioxidants through diet and through supplementation, because then we're able to stop in its tracks the domino effect of cardiovascular decline, of metabolic decline. Oxidative stress leads to chronic inflammation. When inflammation is left untethered, unneutralized, just off the rails, right? When free radical scavengers are not there, when you don't have antioxidants on board, right? We end up with hormonal decay. We end up with what I always refer to as a hormonal chaos. For some of us, that's cardiovascular disease. For some of us, it's blood sugar issues or type 2 diabetes. For others, it's premature aging. And even more so as we go into later decades of life, it's concerns with cognitive health, right? So, your first line of approach is what? Making sure that you're getting a healthy diet and you're adding in supplementation with a multivitamin, multi-mineral, that you're adding on other minerals that can help you achieve healthy bone function, healthy joint function, healthy overall cardiovascular and endocrine function. The next tier of health is to pay attention to free radical damage. Whatever your goal, immunity or healthy aging, cognitive well being, we need to make sure that we have enough free radical scavengers, antioxidants on board through both diet and supplementation to help you achieve your health goals. A comprehensive solution is what you're looking for, like isotonic OPC3. Isotonic OPC3 is a fabulous prevention model here. Why? Because it is 5 different free radical scavengers. Too often, people will look at one antioxidant and expect it to do everything. You should know, just like getting blues and greens and reds and yellows and oranges in your diet, the reason for doing that is each one of those antioxidant rich foods through diet are working in different compartments of the body. So, different antioxidants support cardiovascular function or vascular flow. Certain antioxidants arrest hormonal decline or decay that leads to poor joint health, that leads to poor cognitive health and well being. Antioxidants work in different compartments of the body. So you want something that is very diverse, right? But also has the ability to play with each other. And what I mean by that is free radicals, depending, or antioxidants rather, depending on how many free radicals you create, can get eaten up very quickly, which means we need to supplement what? Towards our activity level. If there's a lot of activity level or a lot of stress in your life, you're going to need to have a higher commitment to antioxidant supplementation so that you don't burn through these free radical neutralizers too quickly. Well, one of the other ways that you can arrest that concern or slow down the decline or decay in the body is to make sure that you're taking a very diverse free radical scavenger. Because when you take free radical scavengers, antioxidants from different food families, they end up volleying their electrons back and forth between each other, meaning that one antioxidant can recycle another antioxidant. So you want vitamin C or citrus bioflavonoids to be working in the cells, right? Whether it's for aging, elasticity of the blood vascular system, you want another antioxidant that can recycle vitamin C. So vitamin C can still do its job, right? Well, the same happens with vitamin C. It just helps other antioxidants, like fat soluble antioxidants, vitamin E, do their job in a different compartment. How? By recycling each other. Antioxidants recycle each other. So you want to have a diversity of free radical scavengers like those found in OPC3 so that we can arrest the aging process, right? So that we can stop cellular decay, whether that manifests in you as fatigue, decreased immunity, concerns you have with respiratory function, or just simply the aging process, skin texture, skin smoothness, skin suppleness. Listen, you guys, anything that you would do from an age management standpoint to stay young, you need to be thinking of to keep your organs young, to keep your vascular system young. To have youthful energy, you need to have plenty of free radical scavengers, antioxidants on board, not just through supplementation, of course, through diet as well. But supplementation allows us to fill in gaps where our diet falls short. You know what I'm talking about when I mention oxidative stress or free radical damage. You've seen it happen to food, right? You've seen it happen that when an apple is left out in the open space, it starts to turn from its bright um, white or neutral tone to a browning tone. This browning tone is called oxidative stress. And simply by adding a free radical scavenger like citrus, right, from lemons, from oranges, we think of the benefits of tomato, lycopenes, and antioxidants. All of these things create a free radical protection so that that orange or so that that apple does not in fact decay. Well, the same happens when you are using these types of things in the body. But again, you want a diversity of free radical scavengers like bilberry extract, that citrus bioflavonoid, pycnogenol, one of the most clinically evidenced ingredients in the healthcare market space, in the health and nutrition marketplace, right? Grapeseed extract. All of these are antioxidants. All of these create an antioxidant defense for you. All of these recycle one another. So it's that comprehensive antioxidant that fills in gaps because your diet has fallen short. Whether you're using bilberry extract because it works so great for microcirculation, think of vision, think of capillary beds in your fingers, kidney health. That's where bilberry comes in. It cleans up oxidative stress. It's a major antioxidant for the detoxification pathways. So if you think about a toxic environment or just an aging body, I want you to think of bilberry. Grapeseed extract falls within that category of free radicals that can help the body go through its detoxification process naturally in a healthy way. Um, it stops specifically a type of free radical called an oxygen free radical. Now, there are seven different types of, or prominent seven, there are seven prominent oxidative free radicals. Grape extract or grapeseed extract is considered one of the more powerful ways to arrest most of those. Now, you need to think about not just taking grapeseed extract, as profoundly impactful as it can be. It only works in synergy with other ingredients, not just citrus bioflavonoids, which help with that recycling I was talking about, but specifically the power of pycnogenol. Pycnogenol is one of the most clinically evidenced ingredients, as I said, with hundreds of clinical studies and human trials to show its benefits. Everything from healthy age management, skin health, hormonal health and well being, cardiovascular, and blood sugar health. There are so many clinical trials that have been done just simply with the pycnogenol ingredient, right? We're very proud to be able to have the exclusivity on pycnogenol in its isotonic, highly bioavailable form. But even pycnogenol by itself, even pycnogenol, as powerful as it is by itself, needs a supporting cast. That's why we created OPC3, so that we could take 40 years of research behind pycnogenol, pair it with other ingredients that would help pycnogenol constantly be in a state of recycling, so it could help us achieve everything from cognitive health and well-being to healthy range of motion in our joints. It is a powerful antioxidant found in isotonic OPC3. It's a natural anti-inflammatory, arresting inflammation before it begins, rather than having a reaction to inflammation and trying to stop it later on. Successful and consistent use of OPC3 can be that power player to stop an abnormal immune cascade or inflammatory cascade from ever even starting. As a result of stopping or arresting that inflammation or that domino effect of free radical damage, we can promote not just internal health and well being, but also promote anti aging philosophies of skin health and beauty. Blood flow, not just to the skin and the organs, but also to the brain, right? Critically important tissues like the heart. You want to make sure that you're getting good blood flow, whether we're thinking about sexual function, mental function, or cardiovascular function. Pycnogenol's superpower is blood flow. And that's why it's important not just to use pycnogenol in OPC3, but make sure that it has a healthy supporting cast with bilberry, grapeseed extract, right? These citrus bioflavonoids. All of those together can create not just healthy blood flow, but healthy blood sugar. The list of what has been shown to be beneficial with OPC3, not just with the clinical evidence behind pycnogenol, but the mass of information about how these antioxidants work together. You know that you can hit your own health targets by using OPC3. Whether it's that immune system issue, seasonal changes get you down, you want to age healthfully, or you have a family history of cardiovascular or endocrine decline, you want to think about building on top of the multivitamin, multimineral, and using an antioxidant like OPC3. And yet, questions are still going to come up, right? If I'm taking OPC3, do I still need to take other antioxidants like vitamin C? You do. One of the things we want to pay attention to is what I'd said about diversity of antioxidants. They work in different parts of the body. Vitamin C is one of the best, what I call workout buddies. It helps all the other antioxidants perform better. It amplifies other nutrients through diet and through supplementation. It simply is that wingman, that workout partner that says, let's take this to a whole another level. In addition to that, studies show that antioxidants taken together perform at a higher level. So, as good as I said pycnogenol was, it still needs a supporting cast. And two things that work exceptionally well together from an immune standpoint, from a healthy inflammatory environment standpoint, to a stopping free radical damage standpoint are OPCs and vitamin C together. Vitamin C is a weaker antioxidant than things like pycnogenol, but again, they're able to recycle each other, and as such, all boats rise. We end up with an amplification of these products, these antioxidants, when taken together. Other things you want to remember about vitamin C is that it is essential. The body can't make it, so you need to take it. It happens to be a fragile vitamin or a fragile antioxidant. As such, many of the ways that we get vitamin C through diet can quickly, through heat or through um, fruit, fruit doesn't last forever, right? We start to see just a decline in antioxidant potential when we're not always able to eat fresh foods, right? So it's a interest in you making sure that you are getting to things like farmers markets where fresh food can be given to you, but that you're also thinking about the role of supplementation, because vitamin C is a fragile vitamin, and because the body can't make it, you need to take it. You want to always be thinking about supplementing with vitamin C. It is considered one of the first line of defense antioxidants. Not only is it beneficial in the immune system, it's beneficial in both sides of the coin of the immune system. When we think about white blood cell activity, antioxidant bursts are actually what create white blood cells to really come on the defensive. But what we have is longevity with vitamin C to protect us through a duration, or what's referred to as an adaptive immune response. It can come in and clean up after the party. When we think about vitamin C, I want you to think not just about vitamin C as that important player in seasonal allergies or in immune function. I also want you to think about its role in creating elastin and collagen. Why is this important? Because some people have a goal of healthy aging, and elasticity of skin tissues is important to them. Collagen production as we age so that we can have suppleness to our skin, youthful glow to our skin is important. But those exact same factors, elastin and collagen production, are just as important for your joint health and range of motion and joint buoyancy as they are for cardiovascular vessel responsiveness, elasticity, bounce back, supporting healthy blood pressure. So we want to think about vitamin C well beyond immune factors, right? Well beyond age management factors, and start thinking about it as a metabolic booster for our body's aging systems, whether that's, like I said, whether that's cardiovascular health, right? Or we're thinking about keeping inflammation within healthy ranges. What we understand is that vitamin C is one of the easiest things you can do to achieve a healthy immune system. That vitamin C is one of the easiest things that you can use to support healthy aging, but it is also one of the easiest nutrients to deplete from the body. Studies show, just like this, individuals are not getting enough vitamin C. And it may be the reason why they have cardiovascular decline, why they have gastrointestinal decline, and why they have skin health decline. Because vitamin C plays a role in dermatologic issues, it plays a role in cardiovascular issues, it plays a role in a healthy gut function. In fact, people that don't get enough vitamin C often complain of dermatitis. They complain of cognitive decline. They complain of gastrointestinal decline, and ultimately left appreciated that vitamin C needs to be replaced. Many of these people go into metabolic decline. It is one of the easiest things for you to replace. It is also one of the easiest nutrients that your body finds that it is depleted of, meaning that it is absolutely essential that you supplement with vitamin C. Now, it's not just pycnogenol that wants a healthy supporting cast. In fact, all vitamin and minerals are found uniquely in nature with a bunch of synergy of other nutrients. And that's why there's beta carotene. Beta carotene in a natural source to support vitamin C's activity in the body. But beta carotene is also referred to as provitamin A. When two beta carotenes get together, they create vitamin A, which is one of the reasons, or one of the possibilities of promoting vitamin C's role in immunity, because beta carotene is so necessary for immune function as well. Vitamin A is considered absolutely necessary for healthy aging of skin, right? To get rid of lines and wrinkles. So we want to think about boosting vitamin C, and we've done that with beta carotene. So whether you're looking for improved immunity, you're looking for vascular function, you want to pair it with OPC3 because of joint mobility, right? Because of skin health benefits, for cardiovascular benefits, these two products go insanely well together. Now, I've kind of hit this target of this base that we all need to be paying attention to is the multivitamin, multimineral, that we're just not getting enough of these things through diet alone. That 50% of us are not getting enough of the essential nutrients that our bodies require to stay metabolically active. If that's the case, it's not just diet that is at that base foundation for micronutrient enhancement. It's the use of a multivitamin, multimineral that I keep coming back to. It doesn't matter the age. We need to be paying attention to supplementing towards what? Our activity level, our gender, and our health goals. If you have um, ideas of having energy like you did in your 30s when you're in your 70s, I need you to start thinking about what literally makes energy in the body: vitamins and minerals. Whether it's calcium, magnesium, or a complex of B vitamins, this is how energy is created, right? If you're low energy, if you know people with fatigue issues, start thinking about supplementation to meet their needs. Better than 90% of our group, our global population, is not meeting minimum amounts necessary of vitamins and minerals, let alone enough to run your stressful day, let alone enough to meet your anti aging requirements. It's a lack of vitamins, 13 essential nutrients that your body cannot make. So you need to take. Whether we're talking about healthy red blood cell activity, or we're talking about healthy immunity, whether we're talking about building healthy bones or building a healthy aging brain, I need you to think of these 13 vitamins and minerals that are critical to your body's metabolic performance. What? If you can't make them, you need to take them. Taking them through a comprehensive multivitamin that pays attention to both water soluble and fat soluble vitamins and minerals is the base foundation of where you should get started. It's so easy, right? So we start with the multivitamin, we move into antioxidants like vitamin C and OPC3, and then we target specific vitamins and minerals like a complex of B vitamins, magnesium, and calcium to meet our needs. B1 for blood sugar support, right? B1 to increase our energy as well as our cognitive function. B2 literally is energy. The Krebs cycle, biochemical cycles use B2 and B3 niacin to create energy. Without a complex of B vitamins, without a sufficient base of multivitamin, multimineral, we do not have everything that we need to literally make energy to get us through the day. Perhaps you're thinking about nutrients like B5 and B6. These vitamins and minerals are important for an individual's stress response, for an individual's aging response. B7, you guys also know it as biotin. This is necessary for so many endocrine factors in the body. B9, B12, and then ultimately maximizing this with nutrients like vitamin C, creating an overwhelming response to a complex of B vitamins that are paired in synergy with other vitamins and minerals like calcium and magnesium and vitamin C, because minerals, quite frankly, are where it's at. Antioxidants do a very good job at helping us detoxify. But did you know that the heavy lifters in detoxification are actually the minerals through your diet, through your multivitamin, multimineral, or through select vitamins and minerals like calcium and magnesium? Calcium is not just good for your bones. Calcium is part of that red blood cell production, part of a healthy immune response from the bones. Calcium plays an enormous role in hormone balance or hormone functioning. Now, we often start with recommending calcium because many people have concerns with osteopenia, which is early onset osteoporosis or brittle bones, right? Or a lack of healthy, what's called bone mineral density. Calcium does make up the highest percentage of bone. But what I want you guys to hear from me is that the health of your bone is not just about structure and aging, it's also about the health of your immune system, meaning that calcium needs to be a part of your immune response, your cardiovascular response, your hormonal and healthy aging response. In addition to that, B vitamins and magnesium are just as important. We put that on top of vitamin D, and that's actually how you make healthy bones, right? The dark green leafy vegetables that you eat on a regular basis, these are rich not just in calcium, but also in magnesium, also in vitamin D, in phosphorus, in magnesium, if I didn't already say it, and B vitamins. Really, the magic of bone mineral density. And as a result of healthy bone mineral density, a healthy immune function, and as a result of healthy immune function, a healthy inflammatory and hormonal response starts with the vitamins and minerals that you are getting or you're not getting. More than half of Australians do not get enough calcium, whether they're not able to get it from food or they're just simply not eating the right foods, making supplementation an absolute necessity, not just a good idea. But too many over the counter calciums are just that, just a calcium salt, not five different calcium salts, and not five different calcium salts mixed with magnesium, B vitamins, and vitamin C, all of which create a healthy bone mineral density. When you pair it with powerful vitamin D, when you pair it with this prohormone that can, on one side of bone mineral density, manage many of the hormonal factors that may lead to bone mineral density decline, but also play a role in actually the building of bone. Now you have a heavy lifter. Now you have something that's working towards your immune system, towards balancing your blood sugars, towards balancing aging processes, and doing it through supplying the nutrients that the bones need so that they can keep kicking out all of the right stimulation, right? Your muscles and your bones are so important because they're sending out cell signals. They're sending out nutrient sensing signals that say build more bone, support lean muscle mass, regulate her blood sugars, keep her blood pressure within healthy ranges. Your bones are constantly on alert. Your muscles are constantly on alert, trying to give you everything that you need. Magnesium is one of these big players. So I want you to think about, am I getting dark green leafy vegetables? Do I get enough nuts and seeds in my diet? Now I want you to ask yourself, do I have enough energy, right? Do I have healthy central nervous system function? Am I able to adequately handle the stress in my life? Because if you answered no to any of these questions, in particular, low energy or having trouble managing your stress, magnesium needs to be a part of your life. Just like a complex of B vitamins, magnesium is a big player in energy production, whether it's utilizing fats for energy, utilizing carbohydrates for energy, making sure that we do the right things with protein. Magnesium is a major player in making sure that your blood sugars stay within healthy ranges, that your vascular function does what it's supposed to do, and that from a neurologic standpoint, that you have all of the support that you need. It plays a role in so many aspects of health. That many people will say if you're going to get started somewhere, especially in a stressful world, you may want to get started with magnesium. Magnesium, I often will say, if you ever want to know how important a nutrient is, you'll ask how many tissues in the body use it. Well, all tissues in your body have some reliance on magnesium. So start thinking about getting good supplementation through magnesium, but not just any magnesium. Start thinking about magnesium that has such a high bioavailability that it's not just going to help you with stress factors, that it's going to help you with cardiovascular factors, that it's going to help you with neurologic factors, but that it's also going to be one of these nutrients that at a physiologic amount can perform in all of those areas of the body. To do that, to have that healthy cardiovascular function, you need to make sure that your magnesium is bioavailable. You need to make sure that your heart has access to it, that your blood vessels have access to it, that your energy pathways, that your blood sugar pathways have access to it. Because today, experts agree it's not a matter of whether or not the body would be served through magnesium supplementation, it's whether or not you can gain access to magnesium, right? Because many people are still vitamin D takers, they're still magnesium takers, they're still antioxidant takers, and yet their blood levels will be low. Yet their cellular health doesn't seem to be getting a bump, and that has a lot to do with bioavailability. So sometimes I'll say, let's find out if your vitamins are working for you. Do you have low concentration or low energy? Do you feel like you have brain fog or you're not sleeping well? Right, this may mean that you're not gaining access to the nutrients that are so critically important for your health, or it may mean that you're burning through these vitamins way too quickly. So we need to make sure that we have not just a healthy ratio of these nutrients in our lives through diet and supplementation, but that you also have ready access to them, quick access to them. That's why in the magnesium product, we use magnesium citrate and magnesium glycinate. Together, these create some of the most highly bioavailable, at 80 and 90% bioavailable magnesiums in the health marketplace. So you don't want just any magnesium supplement. You want an isotonic magnesium supplement with citric um, forms and the glycinate forms. These work in different parts of the body, just like antioxidants. You want a bioavailable supplement. You want one that is dynamic, that uses citrate and glycinate for vascular function, for kidney function, for cardiovascular function, and also to support a healthy central nervous system. When we go down the list, whether it's OPC3, whether it's a multivitamin, multimineral, whether it is magnesium and calcium, what you're finding is that system function relies on each one of these complex of nutrients giving you energy, giving you the building blocks for healthy metabolic function, for healthy aging. And critically important to all of those factors, aging, immunity, vascular function, is access to the nutrients, which is why each of these are available in an isotonic form. It's why we can't leave tonight without talking about a complex of B vitamins, right? All of these things together create healthy red blood cells, healthy energy production, and pair well with things like magnesium, vitamin C, and other antioxidants. B vitamins, as I mentioned before, are literally the kingpin for your energy production. If you raised your hand when I said, do you have issues at 2 to 3 p.m. and just hit a wall energy wise? This may mean for better sleep, for better productivity the next day, you make sure that you're taking a complex of B vitamins, because inadequate levels are linked to that type of hitting a wall or fatigue, mental confusion. Individuals that don't get a lot of B vitamins or complex of vitamins in their diet, maybe they're vegan or vegetarian, definitely need to supplement with the complex of B vitamins, also a vegetarian source of B vitamins for them. Individuals that claim they have a lack of energy, they just can't keep it going. That may be because they don't have a base of B vitamins. It also may mean because stress is just that high in their life. Metabolic demand is that high in their life that they need to make sure that they're supplementing with these nutrients, like advanced B complex with 8 different essential B vitamins, just like vitamin C, just like magnesium, just like calcium. Your body can't make them, so you need to take them. And we've potentized them, amplified them by adding magnesium to your advanced B complex. Everything from energy to just simply replacing these water soluble nutrients that must be consumed on a daily basis. Ask yourself this question: are you focused on healthy metabolism? Are you living your very best life? And in living or pursuit of your very best life, are you getting all of the nutrients that you need? Statistics show that you, in fact, are not. Statistics show that 50% of us are falling short of many of our micronutrient needs. That there are some cases where 90% of us are falling short of our vitamin and mineral needs. Depending on how you eat, that is the question I want you to ask yourself. Do you need to have a higher commitment to supplementation? Depending on how you sleep or what your stress is like throughout the day, what your physical activity is like throughout the day, are you supplementing towards a better health? Could you fill in gaps where your diet falls short with supplementation? Do you understand that building on those blocks of metabolism is what's going to give us all of the energy that we need? Cognitive function, immune resilience, cardiovascular, and endocrine balance. This all starts with a healthy diet, with healthy words to ourselves, a good night's sleep, meaningful and natural movement, and making sure that you are supplementing to your very best metabolism with a multivitamin, with a magnesium, calcium, and a complex of B vitamins, and a potent antioxidants like OPC3. You guys, thank you for spending your evening with me. My name is Dr. D, and it has been my pleasure to be a part of your evening and a part of your health journey.